Now it's time to identify where the trend is going. Is it going up? Is it going down? Is it moving sideways? So if I quickly just shift to the 1-day chart, you can see the time frame that I'm looking at now on the 1-day chart rolls on from about the 10th of March 2022 all the way through today, which is the 12th of August. So it's a daily chart of that given time. When you're looking at this particular chart, you'll almost see two different trends. In fact, you'll see all three trends in this given chart, which is a great one to look at. But first, make sure you've subscribed to our channel so you won't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. So let's get started with today's video. So let's look at the very first portion of this chart. You'll notice that we had a bit of an uptrend over here. Then all of a sudden we had a little bit of a pivot high. Then the trend starts moving down and it keeps moving downward. Just based on first glance, you'll see that this particular movement all the way through here is a downtrend. This particular movement over here is the start of a bit of an uptrend. But this portion in the middle here is pretty much a sideways movement. On this given chart, you've got the down, you've got the sideways and the upways. So this is your consolidation portion, and then obviously your down and uptrends. So what that tells you is you can have in an overall downtrend market, as you can see, all three trend lines moving downwards, barring this little portion over the end here, but the overall is moving down. However, in that downward market or downward movement, you can still have a sideways movement or consolidation period, as well as a bit of an upwards trend in that. However, the overall look and feel is a downward movement, which means that the bears are in control. This point over here, the bulls are trying to gain control and slowly they're pushing the price up a little bit. So at first glance, that's the trend or the overall trend that you can see. How you can confirm this? We're looking at our pivot points and we're looking at where was the last high and where was the last low. Oh, before I forget, what you're seeing in this video is part of a bigger course available on this channel. I will link it in the video and description. As you can see, there are timestamps on the course video, so go ahead and move to the sections that interest you most. Okay, let's get back to it. So when looking at this portion here, where the bears were in control, we had a high over here at roughly $48,000. Okay, then it moved down a bit and it had a low of 44. So there's your high, there's your low. Then it started moving up again and it got another high, but that one is sitting at about 47. Then it started moving down a bit and then its low was around $39,000. So you can see it started moving from 48 and moved all the way through to 39. Then it started going up again a bit and its next high was $43,000. Started moving down again. The next low was quite a bit lower at about $25,000. Overall, what you're seeing, lower lows. So you had a low here, a low here, a low here. So this is lower lows moving through here. And to show that, let me just do a line here quickly. There we go. So you can see a low, a lower low, and a lower low. And it still kept going. There's another lower low. So let's actually just drag him across there. So your trend is moving. Each time is a lower low. Same thing applies when you're looking at the highs. Now you know where the lows are. Where are the highs? The high was over here at around 48. Then there was another one at about 47. The next high was sitting at 42. The next one was sitting at 39. The next one was sitting at 31,000. So you can see that there's lower highs as it goes. The same thing applies when we're looking at the trend line. We're putting it through there and we're bringing it across like so. Overall, you can see the trend is moving downwards based on lower lows and lower highs. That's how you identify the downtrend of it. When we want to identify if there's a consolidation period or a sideways movement, we'll also take a look at the highs and the lows and if there's any movements of that. If I'm looking at this middle portion here, and then we get a trend line going, basically we've got a line moving across like so. That's the base and the lows. And then we got another one moving across here. So now as you can see within this, we've got this breakdown and then all of a sudden it hits this base. This is your support. This is your resistance. So it rolls down, hits the support, moves back up, goes back down, does a little movement here, goes back up, hits your resistance, moves back down, tries to go again, hits the resistance, moves back down. This portion and this movement in this area here is a sideways movement and a consolidation period. It means that the bulls and the bears are fighting each other, but nobody's winning. So it's just kind of a stagnant up and down until such time as something happens and they break the support or they break the resistance. In this particular case, they broke the support and it went further down. When we're identifying an uptrend, obviously again we're looking at highs and lows. At this point in time, we've got a high over there, a low there. Slightly higher, not really lower, so it's kind of a little bit of a movement, but not too much. Then all of a sudden we've got a higher high. That one's higher than this one. So a higher high. Then we're looking at the low. That low is a little bit higher than that. Moving slightly up, not much of a difference there, not much of a difference there. As you can see, it's moving in an upward trend in this overall downward market. That's a very high level of identifying your trend up, down, and sideways. With that being said, this brings us to the end of the video. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.